Welcome back. I'm really glad you're here today because we're tackling something absolutely crucial and, for a lot of us, deeply personal. Today, I want you to think of me as your personal relationship counselor for the next few minutes. We're looking at draining dynamics, specifically what actually happens when loyalty and emotional attachment completely overshadow the basic necessity of mutual respect. So if you've been feeling stuck, emotionally starved, or just completely exhausted by someone in your life, well, this is literally designed right for you. Let's dive in.
Have you ever been in a place where you gave your absolute best and it just still wasn't enough? I mean, you pour your time, your energy, your whole heart into someone, and somehow they still treat you like it doesn't matter. It's a uniquely painful kind of exhaustion, isn't it? You're constantly trying to explain your worth to someone who is happily enjoying the peace you bring to their life while they're simultaneously wrecking yours. If that resonates with you, I just want to validate that right now. That deep, deep pain of feeling ignored despite giving your all, it's real, and man, it is incredibly draining.
Now I want you to consider a thought that kind of challenges everything we've been fed our whole lives. Love is not enough by itself. Sounds a bit harsh at first, right? We're always taught that love conquers all. But the hard reality is, you can love someone deeply and still be absolutely destroyed by the way they treat you. Without respect, without consistency, and without real emotional safety, love just slowly suffocates. You literally cannot build a healthy relationship on love alone if disrespect keeps walking right through the front door every single day. And this brings us to the real core of the confusion: emotional attachment versus true love. Our source material points out a really painful truth here. A lot of people aren't actually staying in relationships because they're deeply loved. No, they're staying because they're emotionally attached. They keep hoping that maybe, just maybe, one day the other person will suddenly change. But here is the tough pill to swallow. Some people just enjoy your loyalty way more than they actually value your heart. They love your presence, they love the attention, and they love the emotional safety you provide for them. But they just don't respect you enough to protect your heart in return.
So how do we know when we've crossed that line? Well, there are 3 clear signs that a relationship is lacking essential respect. Number 1, constantly feeling unheard in conversations. Like your words are just hitting a brick wall. Number 2, your efforts and your presence are totally unappreciated. You're treated more like an option or just a convenience. And number 3, feeling persistently emotionally drained. Listen, real love just cannot survive in an environment built on those 3 things. An environment like that isn't just unpleasant, it will slowly, methodically destroy your mental health.
Which brings us to a pretty heavy word: manipulation. In this context, manipulation is basically using the emotional safety you provide, sprinkling in some empty apologies, and then weaponizing your fear of abandonment to keep you confused and stuck. It's a smokescreen, really. It masks a fundamental lack of genuine respect. By keeping you in this constant state of emotional whiplash, a manipulative partner ensures you're just too tired and too unsure of yourself to actually walk out the door.
Let's actually break that down a bit more, because identifying these patterns is absolutely crucial. Here are some common manipulative behaviors that mask a lack of respect. First, apologizing repeatedly without actually changing anything about how they treat you. Second, crying, but only when they feel like they're losing you. And third, making these sudden temporary changes right when they notice you're about to walk away. These actions are literally designed to exploit your empathy. They aren't showing real care. They're just panic responses to losing the convenience you provide.
Now, wearing my counselor hat for a second, I hear people defend these behaviors all the time by saying, well, nobody's perfect. And sure, that's true. Neither you nor your partner is perfect. Misunderstandings happen, but there is a massive difference between human imperfection and repeated disrespect. Let's look at a specific scenario. Human imperfection is a rare, genuine mistake. Like maybe your partner forgot a date night because they were super overwhelmed at work. It drains you temporarily, but you talk it out and you feel safe. Repeated disrespect, on the other hand, is an intentional pattern. It's your partner consistently ignoring your tears or walking away when you're trying to express that you feel unvalued. One is a mistake. The other is a pattern that chips away at your self-worth. We definitely cannot confuse the two.
So the key here is learning to spot the difference between empty apologies and consistent actions. Our source material really hits the nail on the head with this. You absolutely must pay attention to people's patterns, not their promises. I mean, anyone can speak nicely to you when things get emotional. Anyone can suddenly act right for a week when you start packing your bags. But true, lasting change, that is demonstrated entirely through consistent behavior over a long period of time. Eventually, you just have to realize that some apologies aren't coming from the heart, they're just tools to keep you stuck.
I really want you to let this next thought sink in for a second. True respect doesn't test how much pain you can tolerate before breaking. A healthy partner does not make love feel like something you have to earn through suffering, constant pain, and just endless sacrifices. If someone keeps handing you inconsistency, manipulation, and lies, they are actively testing your boundaries. You deserve a relationship where communication feels safe, where the effort is actually mutual, and where your tears are never, ever ignored.
So let's walk through the psychological journey of what actually happens when you stay too long in a toxic environment like that. It causes a complete erosion of your self-worth. Here's how it happens. Step 1. You normalize the emotional pain because honestly, you're just afraid to start over again. Step 2. As the disrespect continues, you start questioning your own standards and kind of doubting your own value. And finally, step 3, which is the most dangerous part, you start believing that maybe, just maybe, you are too difficult to love. Little by little, you just lose yourself in the whole process.
I want to ask you a really poignant question straight from our source material. Are you shrinking yourself just to maintain a connection that completely drains you? Think about it. You keep making yourself smaller, asking for less and less just to keep the peace. But listen to me very clearly right now. You are not unlovable. You are not too difficult. You are simply exhausted from trying to receive love in a place where you're really only being used for your loyalty. So what's the antidote to all this shrinking? It's setting firm personal boundaries. And here are 2 specific steps to kickstart that process. First, you have got to recognize the reality of the situation. Recognize when they've gotten a bit too comfortable disrespecting you. When people get comfortable with the idea that you're going to stay no matter how badly they treat you, they stop seeing your presence as a blessing. Second, you have to actively safeguard your self-esteem. You do this by prioritizing your inner peace over their presence. No exceptions. Now, I know a lot of people feel super guilty about setting boundaries or even thinking about leaving. But let's reframe that. Consider what true emotional intelligence actually looks like in this context. Having the strength to walk away from constant disrespect, that doesn't make you cold-hearted. It makes you emotionally smart. It is a vital form of self-preservation and protecting your mental health. No relationship is worth destroying your dignity for. Walking away isn't about not loving them anymore. It's about finally loving yourself enough to put your own peace first.
If you've already made that incredibly brave choice, or if you're gearing up to make it, here are 3 practical ways to heal and rebuild that self-worth. First up, stop romanticizing the pain. Do not tie suffering to true love just because you feel emotionally attached. Second, radically accept that the relationship simply took way more from you than it gave. And third, shift your perspective entirely. Realize that walking away was a rescue of your soul, not a loss. The real loss? That would have been staying somewhere where your spirit was just slowly breaking apart.
We're going to wrap up our explainer today with this incredibly powerful thought. Leave the table when respect is no longer being served. Even when it hurts, even when you still care about them. And yeah, even when a small part of you really wishes things could be different. Protecting your peace is not selfishness, and protecting your heart is for sure not a weakness. So my final question to you is this. Will you choose to stay at a table where you're starving for basic respect, or will you finally get yourself permission to stand up and walk away? Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep protecting your peace, and I'll see you in the next explainer.